Hi everybody, I'm Trin Johnson and welcome to Dust in My Eye. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to give you a tour of my happy journals. Now, my happy journals are something I started after taking sketchbook revival courses, which happens every March. It's a program Karen Abend puts on. I will try and link it in below my video. It's really, really cool. And in 2019, she had one of her presenters was Jenny Moritas, and she did a happy journal, and I thought, well, that's a cool idea. I started it in April of that year, and I was going to Ireland in 2019 and in June of 2019, and I thought, well, that'd be a really cool way to like keep track of my trip. And I started it before then, just doing it personally, keeping track of my life. And then I did one small one for my trip, and then I've been doing them ever since. So I am on volume 17, and I will do a page at the end of this video. But I thought it would be a neat thing to do, and you might want to start it at the beginning of the year. I started mine in April, but being a journal, it might be kind of fun to start it at the new year. So I'm trying to get this suggestion out to you and see if anybody else would like doing them. Let me know in the comments. That would be really, really fun to know. Anyway, so, and I 100% go to do Sketchbook Revival in March this year and try and participate because it is a wonderful, wonderful experience. And on to the journals. So here is an overview of all my books. This is the little one that I took to Ireland. I'm going to get to that one. This was my first one that I started. I was going with this style for quite a while. A lot of these were ones I just happened to have in my stash. And then I was trying to actively find more that would work. And then I moved into this style, and there's another one of that. And then I got into these ones that have the dot paper, and I really liked that, so that's where I kind of do them now. So I'm going to clear these off and focus a little bit closer to the desktop. So I am going to go through these really quick and just highlight a couple pages. I always start with a title page. They got a little more intricate or less intricate. They're always different. This was my very first page, and we were going to Ireland, so I was working on knitting a poncho, and that's predominantly what's on this page. And my daughter took a selfie. She had been in England, and she took a silly selfie, and I drew a silly picture of it. This is my cat passed out in the sunshine. And first appearance of a coffee mug, because I painted a lot of coffee mugs. And there my poncho is done. And I have included down here little scraps of what I did for the cover of my journal that I took to Ireland, which was in the middle of this journal. I took a hiatus from this one and did the one in Ireland, and I'm going to go into that one right now. And you can see here that I used all the materials that I had used that I put in my other journal to on the page I just showed you. And this is more of a travel log journal than my regular ones are, because I went day by day and where we went and everything. And this was Wicklow Mountains in Glendalough. And then this is Donegal. And I am an O'Donnell, and this is someplace I always wanted to go since I was a child, to Donegal and the O'Donnell family crest and castle and all that kind of stuff. It was, it was my bucket list to go to Ireland and to go particularly to Donegal. So that was really cool. I got to do that. Some cats in Ireland, Cliffs of Moher, done cartoon style. And this is the next one. And Happy Journal 2. And this they had an exhibit at the Henry Ford Museum, Star Trek exhibit, and I had taken a picture of my husband making a face in front of, I believe it's Gorn from the original series. So I threw that in here, drew that. It's him sitting on the beach, or actually sitting on the river. We were doing some plein air painting in Godrich, where our cottage is near in Canada. And then we went to the Irish Fest, and they had some the Celtic canines, and I had some pictures of those dogs, and I drew one of the dogs in here. And there's my son had just defended his PhD, and so I put that in this one. Here's the next one. And I got a little fancier in this page. This is a tree in Godrich, Ontario that I've painted many times. You'll see it in here a lot. That's a drawing of our cottage. This is a drawing of the Christmas tree. Loose rendering, but I like the way it filled the page. That was from that year in Christmas. These all started in 2019. There I had new Posca pens, so I was playing with those. Soup Day. This was something that this was the last soup day we had, 1/1/20. It was New Year's Day of 2020, and it was the last one we've done until this year. We are going to have soup day in a few days. This was supplemental cats, our cats, that I got a game called Cats, and it's like Pictionary with cats. And I printed out some of our cats. I printed them on cardstock on both sides, and that was to add to the cat possibilities in the cat game. And then we have this one where I was just playing around with some doodling, it looks like. And this page is the day that everything got canceled. It was... we were having a Harry Potter themed bachelorette party that got canceled. Our concert got canceled. March Madness got canceled. I mean, that was when everything fell apart. And I have to mark it in here. So try not to make things too unhappy, but sometimes it happens. We came up with this family art challenge on a Facebook group, my sister's idea, and it helped us all keep in touch. It helped us all keep doing art. We posted prompts daily. On the weekends, you were free to do what you wanted to do. And this one, I did a collage of a frog with all these papers. And so that's what all those papers are. They're all the papers I used for my frog collage. We are still going strong. We don't put prompts anymore, but we still post all the time. This is number 6, and I've got all these cute little animals that I drew around here. And this was another prompt. It was trolls that week, and this is a picture my sister took at a park in Illinois. Very famous artist, very big, made out of wood sculptures. I wish I could remember his name. I'll try and put it in the notes underneath the video, below the video. This is a tree in the wind. That same tree, I think I have talked about it already. Maybe, maybe not. This one's an alcohol ink. I've painted that tree a lot. I used it as a subject for a pastel class I took, and so you'll see it a lot. Then this one is number 7. Not as happy. I was a little stressed at this point, so I was trying to keep it light. Here we went to go visit my friends who lived in Cleveland at the time. They lived on Lake Erie, and we went to a place called River Dog near Oberlin to see a concert, or I guess you'd call it a concert. It's very cool place. This is a video that I did of a llama. He was ink, alcohol ink, and pen. And if you're interested in that, there is a video of it. And now I moved into a different style. I got these, I think, at Office Max, or I think it was Office Max. This is just some ink and wash. I painted my coffee cup again because there were a lot of coffee cup painting. Because when I didn't know what else to do in the morning, I would paint my coffee cup. I also like to put my stickers in there whenever I go vote. Where we vote, we get stickers, and I like to put those in here. This was Christmas 2020 when we drew names, and I had my daughter, and so I made a Nutcracker rat king, and it was about 3 feet high, and there was a game in that part, a game in that part, a game in that part. There might have been a game in the bottom part too, I can't remember. We had a lot of fun. We all wrapped our presents as things, which I always did when I was a kid, but this is the first time we went hog wild on it as adults. This is the next one, and we are on number 9. And there I did a monster, because I make monsters. I was working on my fingerless gloves, because I'm a knitter. And I got that documented in here. Found this washi tape that looked like knit stitches. This was a stamp that I've used a couple times in here, and you can do that. That was kind of a neat thing, and then color them in. I thought that might be a fun technique. And this was just pen and wash that I thought turned out really nicely on this page. We were making coffee stained paper. This one is number 10, and this is this ink. It's Waterman's Intense Black ink, and when you paint with it and then add a little bleach, it makes this brown color. So I was experimenting with that, and I used that for my journal title page for this book. This is a blanket I have. It's got sloths all over it, and when I put it in here, instead of trying to draw all my little sloths, I had a page of sloth stickers, so I just used that. It's just kind of a fun way to use your stickers. And once again, a new coffee cup and another drawing of a coffee cup. Now this is book 11, and here I used gouache for my title page. And lo and behold, another coffee cup. Looks like some colored pencil this time. And here I drew some cows and kind of cut my tape around the cows that I drew. So that's kind of a different way to use your washi tape. And this is just a loose painting that I did in here. It's kind of hard to get the paint to move in these books, but it worked enough. Some glass jars I got, and we were trying to weigh the cat because we thought he was maybe going to Chile, where it's my son's cat, and he has to be under a certain weight to be able to ride up in the airplane, up in the passenger part. We talked him out of taking him because he's an old cat, and we said just leave him here. So he ended up not needing to be weighed and not needing to go. They will have him when they move back. So this is number 12, and this is an alcohol ink page that I just did separately and glued in here for a change pace. Pulled the house by the ear and took a pastel class, and that's what that's from. This was a gnome I gave my daughter, and this was a carpet bag I have, and instead of painting it in, I used washi tape to fill it in and just cut around it, which is a nice technique. This is just a scattering of little illustrations of Christmas decorations from that year. And That was kind of fun to do. A lot of snowman. I didn't put up a lot of Christmas decorations that year. And then this is after Christmas. I put out animals on the front hall table. These stuffed animals, and they all have their own little knitted scarves. So that's something I've been doing for a few years. Now, this is a new style book, and I can show you in this book. I always have a piece of cardboard that's the size of the pages, and when I go to do a page, I stick the cardboard in there so that the page doesn't bleed through to the next page. So that's what this is. I started teaching the art class in 2021 that I was a student in, and this was one of our projects, was painting this little birdie. So she's a cute little birdie. I don't need that in there now. Coffee cup again, a little bit different style. Painted my thumbnail for my one video because that's what I'd been working on. This is one of the classes for Sketchbook Revival from 22 from this year, and it was a lot of fun. A really neat project. Highly recommend that you do Sketchbook Revival. This is the next one. This is number 14. Little watercolor and wash on here. Let's see. Same coffee cup, slightly different perspective. This was, we were doing rain in my class, and so I did a little version of it in my book. Not too bad for considering the paper it's on again. I really like this dot paper though, and this is what I pretty much use now. It's smaller sheets, but it makes it easy to draw on. This was just a trip. I went to my watercolor class and we painted seascapes, and then I stopped at Sam's Club on the way home and made myself a drink in my cute mug that I got from when Doug and I, my husband and I, went on our anniversary trip. Not this past summer, but the one before that. We went across the state, and I got these really cool glasses. Now this is for a pen that it's like a sparkly pen that comes with ink brush. It comes with the ink already in it, and I think it's maybe Sennelier that makes it. I try and I'll put it in the bottom if I can remember to do that. Coffee cup again, and it was World Watercolor Month, so I have some World Watercolor paintings in here. This page is special to me because we had some wonderful news, but I couldn't put it in my book yet in case someone saw it because we were the only ones that knew. And then they got an ultrasound done, and it looked like, my son said it looks like a T-Rex. So if you haven't guessed, we were having a grandbaby. And so I just drew a little T-Rex and some hearts. But again, I still didn't say anything because all my other kids didn't know yet. And I didn't want them to come across it. This was just a fun page to do. We go to the cottage. I love to go to the farmer's market and get some pea shoots, microgreens. And we painted down by the river, and we went to Dollarama and I got a pillow, and we went to the beer store and played some games. It was just a fun time. So, and then this is number 16, and I got some different colors Stabilo pencils, and I was playing with those just for funsies. And here you can see we got good news about our little T-Rex, and we then could talk about it. So that was really great. This was a accordion sketchbook I got at art camp the year before, And at art camp this year, I took a bunch of photos of the place it's at, and then I painted them into my book. I might try and do a video of that because it turned out really cool. I'm really happy with it. My nephew was getting married, and my niece was standing up in the wedding, and she came over and we fitted her dress, and then I put it on my dressmaker stand to try and even out the hem. And I thought that since I had this really cute sticker, I used that and kind of used it to make the whole page. And I thought that turned out kind of cute. And then this was class we painted with credit cards that day. And so I kind of did a little miniature one in here, and that's what that is. And then this was the day that I recorded my video on making snow. And so my snowman video, I drew the little painting in here for my book. And then we're on to this one. Now you can see what I do is I have all my markers that I use on a regular basis now clipped to the front of it. This is Twinkle Toes, by the way. And it's kind of cumbersome, but I like having them right there when I go to do my journal every day. This is this new pen I've got. It's really cool. It's different colors like those pens that they've had for years, but they're cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. And so when you draw with them, you can see it. You can get all the colors. So I don't have brown. It made brown. I don't have orange. The pink and the yellow made the orange. The green or the blue and the yellow made the green. It works like that. And it is really fun to sketch with. And everybody got them in their stockings. Did I get that up close enough so you could see what it actually was? I should do this. And you can see all the different colors that just come out. Because the ones that you get, they don't have a yellow, and they don't have, the blue is not the right blue. It has green. They're just different. Whereas this one is meant for this. It's an artist's pen. So it's been a lot of fun to play with. So these are my snow globe video, and I've been knitting little elves. Bought this pattern back when we were in Seattle in 2015 for Christmas. We were in Seattle, and I just got to knitting these little elves this year. These are some ornaments from the Christmas tree and our Christmas stockings. This is the same thing I painted years ago when I first got them. I think it was 2021. Probably would have been 2021. And I painted that again. This is a little tree, toy tree or thing I put under the toy tree. Just some ornaments and decorations from around the house. And some more Christmas things from around the house. And had our concert. And then this is the little angel video that I just did, and all my ornaments packed up to go back down in the basement. My daughter and I decided I need a sign. Excuse me. My daughter and I decided I needed a sign so she didn't come in and interrupt me when I was filming. And this is the last entry that I have. The other day we went to the Henry Ford Museum and saw the Disney costume display. It's a traveling show, a traveling exhibition. And this is the glass slipper and one of the tiaras that were in the display. And then we went to dinner at Griffin Claw, which is a brewery around here, and we played this fun game that my daughter had. It's this little gum box game. Gum. It's like the size of a stick of gum, like a pack of gum. It comes in a box that size. We have a bunch of them, and this one was the first time we played it, and it was kind of fun. So I'm going to do for you next page, for the sake of the video, I'm going to take these off of here because I think it will be easier for the book to lay flat. And I am just going to show you how I put one of these together because I thought it would be interesting to do it in front of you. So I usually use, to do my writing, a Micron Pigma pen, an 03 or an 02. I like the 02s better. They're a little thinner, but the 03s I can get in a multi-pack. So the 03s won. This journal this year, this new one, I've been writing my dates like that. So I will do that. I'm going to do, this is yesterday that I'm doing. So it's 12, whoops, sorry about that. 12, 28, 22. That kind of gets the date on the page, but away from where I'm writing. So I am just going to start with what I did when I got up. So picked a house. My husband always does the dishes and then says, I don't know where these go. So that's what I was doing. So we had the trifle bowl, because we had trifle on Christmas. And we had some silverware. That was the nice antique silverware with the sugar spoon with the odd rendering of a sugar spoon, I know, and a fancy knife. And then the big yellow bowl that he did not remember where it went. And we also had a measuring cup that was my son had gotten from an odd place that wasn't one of the ones we usually have around. So he didn't know where to put that either. And then I started working on icing my Christmas cookies. I know you're saying, but wait a minute, this is after Christmas. But I did not get these iced before Christmas, and it didn't really matter because when I really need them for was after Christmas, when my family comes for soup day, when there will be a bunch of little kids. And I am going to have the frosting squirting out of there, and I'm going to do some writing around that, I think. And then I often draw my plate, so we had an odd dinner yesterday in that we had the leftovers from Christmas Eve. We did, at my sister's, we did heavy hors d'oeuvres kind of things for dinner instead of doing actual dinner. Everybody just kind of made a more hearty hors d'oeuvre, and that's what we ate. Sometimes if I don't like a line I've drawn, I will just purposely make it a sketchy line. This is I've kind of gotten used to doing things a certain way in here. Left over. These are meatballs. These are potato latkes my son made. These are bar chips and cheese. We made these little pastry cups with brie cheese in them, and this is supposed to be dill dip and potato chips that we had. I might be missing something, but no big deal. And then I went back to my cookie decorating. Because I had them all made. I just didn't have them decorated. Because we just did not have the time. And I wanted to do them, you know, fun. So that's I was a little snow girl. These are just some of the ones I did. So I do pause lines a lot so that I'm not worried really about punctuation. I am going to take a pencil this time, and I'm going to just kind of draw my line in of the frosting so that I can do my words. That way I don't have to worry about whether I ended exactly at the right spot too. That's kind of a neat trick. And then I like to just do a really, really simple shadow on the right side and the underside is the way I am currently working. That does not mean that was always the way I was working. It's just the way I've been working lately. And that is certainly free to change at any time if I deem it not the way I want to work anymore. But it gives it some depth, and I can do this kind of thing if I've had some spots I'm not particularly thrilled with. Get in there and just Another thing I like to do is I have this gray pen. This, by the way, was a Pentel brush marker. I really like that. This is I forget who makes this. I will put this underneath in my description for you because this is all in Japanese. And my daughter, who can read this, is downstairs. She comes in handy with her knowledge. But I like to use this pen, and I kind of use it for like to tie things together and give them a surface to sit on. Sometimes I just use it to draw a line behind things. Sometimes I use it directly under the thing. Like here, I might do this and do a line there. I really like this pen, but you kind of have to test it. If it's working really good, sometimes it likes to make glops on your page. Just what that and that are. I kind of used a little white, but you can see on this side what it did. So you have to be careful of it. But there's that. And then I brought up some washi tape with me that I thought I might want to use instead of digging through my 4 huge boxes of washi tape. And yes, I have 4 huge boxes of washi tape. I really do. I think I might run. Sorry. I might run this down the side. Not all the way down the side, but let me just slice that off. I mean, that didn't make sense, but okay. And then I'm going to trim it because I don't want it that wide. Now, I've never used this tape before, and I'm not sure how easily it's going to cut. I have a really sharp blade though. Ah, there we go. Did pretty good until right there. Now, I have in the back of my book that I always keep with me in whichever, when I go to a new book, I transfer it. I have this little sheet, and it does have an extra ruler, and I have 2 of these, and they have little bits and pieces of things I've sliced off, skinny bits or things that came off the washi tape, so I can go back to that page and try and get things that I've already cut, and I use that a lot too. This I'm going to just trim here. I don't know why that didn't cut. It looks cut. Okay. And we'll just do a little bit of this just so you can see. If I'd have been smart, I'd have bought a clamp for this other side. I just don't usually need to do that when it's just me. See now, see how this is a little bit a little thick. I might not want it. I might not want it all the way up here. I might want to just do this. I love this little ruler. We have many of them around this house. Works really well for this little book because I can see through it. So there's that. Then our hors d'oeuvre. Oh, I know what I don't have on here is the mushroom dip. I had mushroom dip, so I know I had mushroom dip. So I'm going to put mushrooms. But I want that short mushroom to be under the letters. What I'm going to do it's my book and I make the rules, is I'm going to just cut around. See if I like that. And we're going to go up here. There. Oh, if I had done more planning, I could have not had it so crowded there. I might shorten my mushrooms. I might not. Right now I'm going to leave it because I don't want this to take too long. It's not a big deal, and I'm not real particular. I just got this one for Christmas, this strawberries. Somewhere there's a start. And since the trifle had strawberries, I'm going to use this one up here. But again, I don't think I want the whole thing. But I like those little strawberries in the middle. So for this one, what I might do is shave a little bit off the top and a little bit off the bottom. This is where I get the little bits and pieces that I have on my back page. And there's that. Now, I would take just a little watercolor wash and put it on it. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I think you can figure it out. But I do, like, a lot of times I will use this periwinkle blue and just kind of when it's a glass object and I'm just trying to get a little bit of the look, or it's a white object. Let's make that. That color, because that'll help draw that down. And I'll make her dress that color too, because that will bring that down there. I'm not real picky on or wedded to reality when it comes to these parts. I would like to do that though, because you can see that because it's glass. So anyway, you kind of get the idea of how I do this. Well, this bowl just happens to be yellow. So I'm going to just paint him yellow. If I want to get tricky, I can get a little shadow on my brush and give give it some dimensions. I don't have to. It's my journal. I can do whatever I want to do. If this is bothering me because it's bleeding through, I can take some white, like this stuff, and I could, this bleed-proof white, and I could, or white gouache, and I could just paint over this side because it kind of makes my eye go over here, and I don't want it to go over there. I'm certainly free to do that. I'm free to do whatever I want to do. But that's kind of how I do it. I just kind of go, oh, what did I do today? Sometimes I sit here and go, I can't believe it's already evening and I can't remember what I did this morning. I can't remember if I did anything important today, if I did anything worth that I don't even write about. But that I like having these. It does make me sit down and think about my day. It also does help if I'm trying to think, well, what did we do? When did we have that for dinner? Do you remember that dinner we had where you made blah, 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 and it was really cool, and we went, and I'll go back through the journals and find it, and it's just a nice thing to have. So if you feel like doing it, I will link Karen Aben's sketchbook revival. If try and link it so you can find it for this year. And I'm also going to link Jenny Moretus. She has a sketchbook, a journal thing that she does that's on her website. So I'll try and link that page, and you can go check hers out. Hers are a little different. Everybody kind of does them different. My sister started doing them, and hers were different than mine. But I've done this, you can see, pretty consistently. And I've done it since 2019, April 2019, because it was before we went to Ireland. Anyway, so I will try and do one of the accordion book video of that, see if I can get that out at some point, and because I think that's kind of interesting, fun thing to do. And I hope you like this video. I will probably also get back to just some plain demoing of art techniques very soon. But I wanted to get this one done before New Year's so you could move on this if you wanted to. And I appreciate your watching. I appreciate your likes. I appreciate your following. All of that is great and wonderful and means a lot. So thanks very much, and see you next time. Please visit my Etsy shop where you will find my monsters and prints of my artwork and even some originals for sale. And it would be great if you could like this video and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of my videos, and hit the cute little bell if you want to be notified of future videos. Thanks for watching.